Assam and Mizoram, these two are in conflict. What has happened is that Mizoram government officials, the police of the Mizoram government, they attacked Assam officials, the government of the Assam, the people who were in the government. And what the reason that they portrayed? They said that the Assamese government were actually encroaching upon their property, which is Etlang Nar, that is a place in Mizoram, and they are saying that these Assamese officials were actually encroaching at this particular point. That is why they attacked these officials. There is also a counter allegation by the Assami government, and what they are saying is that Mizo residents, they continuously encroach in the territory of Assam, and around 6.5 kilometers of area in Kachar and Hailakandi districts have been occupied by these Mizo residents. So there is clearly a territorial dispute in between Assam and Mizoram, and we will try to decipher this particular information, and we will try to understand that what is actually going on in between the two states, and whatever the boundary dispute that they are having, we are going to try to decipher that particular news. In another news, we are going to understand a part of the 97th Amendment Act was struck down by the Supreme Court. There was a time in 2012 when the 97th Amendment was done, and what was about to happen was that the amendment was to be ratified by 50% of the states, and it was not done so. So what happened was a particular petition was filed in the Gujarat High Court seeking the constitutional validity of the 97th Amendment. Gujarat High Court in 2013 itself struck down the part of 97th Amendment stating that it is unconstitutional because 50% of the states have not ratified the amendment. So this particular petition which was filed in Gujarat High Court, the judgment which was given by the Gujarat High Court, that was put up in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has said now that the Gujarat High Court judgment was correct and the constitutional validity was absolutely in question when the 97th Amendment Act was passed. So we will also try to decipher this particular news, that what was the argument of the Union government which was presented in favor of the 97th Amendment Act, what were the Supreme Court's judgment, what was the counter argument that was produced by Union government in support of the amendment that were done during the 97th Amendment. So we will try to discuss and decipher this particular news also. There is also a little international part that I am going to discuss in this particular news segment, and that will be about separatism that is happening in Nigeria. What has happened is Namdi Kannu and Sunday Igbo, these are the two people who are separatists in Nigeria. They belong to Igbo community and Yoruba community, and these particular people are trying to get a separate state named as Biafra and Oduduwa, and they are trying to challenge the current government and trying to get separated from Nigeria, particularly the southeastern part, the south state of Nigeria has been targeted, and these particular parts are being tried to get separated from Nigeria by these two separatist leaders. So why the Nigeria is in such situation, we are going to know about that. We will be knowing why the minorities are up against the majority who are Hausa and Fulani. We will try to know that what are the types of tribes that live in Nigeria and who are the dominant one, who are the minority one. We will try to know why this separatist resurgence is continuously taking place in Nigeria. So with all this segment, we will try to start this particular video, and from here I will take all the news that I have discussed here in pretty much elaboration, and we will try to take it further from here. So we will try to know the news, and I will also try to also tell you that how it is going to help you in your UPSC mains examination or prelims examination. The first news about Assam and Mizoram is of internal security. The matter is related to internal security, and that is going to immensely help you in GS3 internal security paper of the mains examination. Also, any fact that is being included in this particular video is going to help you in prelims examination also. The second part, that is 97th Amendment constitutional invalidity that has been done by the Supreme Court, that particular news is related to polity. That is also going to help you in GS2 of the mains examination and as well as in the prelims examination if it is going to be there. The last part, that is happening in Nigeria, separatism that is happening in Nigeria, that particular news is very much helpful for GS2 paper, which will be part of international relations, and the fact that are being included in that particular news will also be helpful in prelims that will be related to international issues. So we will continue our news segment from here, and we will start with Assam Mizoram issue. Once again, I am Ritesh Shukla and this is Disha Publications, The Hindu Editorial, Current Affairs Analysis. So let's start with Assam Mizoram. What has happened is how the clashes started was that Mizoram police officials, they attacked the Assam government officials and stating they're putting allegations on Assam government that they were trying to encroach upon in their territory, in the Mizoram territory, which is known as Atlang Nar. Mizoram says that Assam government officials, they were trying to encroach upon the property of Mizoram, and Mizoram police, they attacked in defense when they were attacked by the Assamese officials. Assam government on the other hand is putting counter allegations stating that Mizo residents are actually encroaching upon the territory which is in Assam. And what they are doing is they are building houses, they are building huts, and they are building many other kind of buildings in the inner territory of Assam, which belong to Kachar and Hailakandi district, that is in Assam. So this is the counter allegation that is being put by Assam against the Mizoram government. The CM of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sarma, in the Legislative Assembly itself, he said that around 200 cases of violence and around more than 16 to 25 cases of violence happened in Kachar and Hailakandi districts itself because of the Mizo residents who were trying to encroach upon the property in the two districts. That was being said by the CM of Assam in the Legislative Assembly. He was quoting 2016, since the 2016. Now let's know the dispute history between these two states. Mizoram is a state that was carved out from Assam itself in 1872, and it was given full statehood in 1987. The territorial boundary that we see in between Assam and Mizoram has been given in the Northeastern Regulation Act of 1871, which is not recognized by the Mizoram, and Mizoram is of the opinion that the 1875 notification of Bengal Regulation Act, the inner line reserved forest, those areas which were under the inner line reserved forest should be the demarcation in between Assam and Mizoram completely do not agree with the current territorial boundary in between Assam and Mizoram. That is why the dissension or the clash that happens every time since 1950 itself happens between Assam and Mizoram. The first clash which happened was in 1950, and it was the time when the demarcation of territory was being done between Assam and Lushai district, Lushai Hills district. This overall Mizoram was earlier being seen as Lushai Hill district, and the Mizo miscreants then itself, they thwarted any arrangement that were being done during the demarcation that was being done between Assam and Lushai Hill district. What happened after that was in 1994, Mizoram objected to a plan which was about reserve forests which were being included in Assam territory. So Mizoram objected to that in 1994, and it became violent since then. Now let's know what is reserve forest. Reserve forests are restricted area which has been provided in Indian Forest Act 1927, and these are those forests where any human intervention has not been allowed, and only security forces are allowed there, which has been enacted by the central forces itself. No other state people can intervene in that particular forest. That is what reserve forest is. Other two forests which have been given in the Indian Forest Act 1927 are village and protected forests. Now, let's know about the current scenario that is happening in between Assam and Mizoram. Central forces have been deployed in Assam and Mizoram. In Assam, Sahasra Sima Bal SSB and Central Reserve Police Force have been deployed, and in the Mizoram side, Border Security Force has been deployed by the central government, and Union government is trying to dilute the tension by talking to the two state governments. The similar type of disputes have been occurred in the past in between Assam and Nagaland, Assam and Arunachal, Assam and Meghalaya. So we will try to look into these issues too in very brief, and we will start with that portion. So let's start with Assam and Nagaland. So let's see the dispute in brief. In between Assam and Nagaland, we will be discussing about the disputes which has happened in between Assam and Nagaland. There is a 435 kilometer long border between the two states. Dispute began in 1963. It is important to note that even before India gained independence, the Naga National Council had demanded the return of territories which formed part of Naga Hills district. This demand was included in the 9-point agreement which was signed between Governor of Assam, Sir Akbar Hayadri, and the NNC in the 1947 itself. Point 6 of the agreement mentioned bringing back all the forests transferred to Sibsagar and Nagaland districts, as well as the Naga inhabited contiguous area to Naga Hills district. So similar demands were raised between Union government and National People's Convention. Government of India did not agree to the points but provided statehood to the area of Nagaland. Accordingly, the State of Nagaland Act 1962 was enacted, which defined its borders based on the 1925 notification. The government of India, the government of the newly formed state of Nagaland, however, did not accept the boundary delineation and demanded the Naga should comprise the erstwhile Naga Hills and all Naga dominated areas in North Kachar and Nagaland districts, which were part of the Naga territory in 1886. That is what the main demand of the Nagaland people was. In all, Nagaland demands 12,500 square kilometer of Assamese territory, all of which comprises around 10 reserve forests. The refusal of Nagas to accept the notified boundaries saw large forested tracts of Assam encroached upon by the Naga rebels in 1960, which were used as hideouts. These insurgent groups were followed by the common people and common Naga people who started settling in these forested areas with the encouragement of the Nagaland government. Nagaland government backed these common people and were protected by the Naga rebels casually. As encroachments increased, tensions between Assam and Nagaland flared up, resulting in the first boundary clashes which happened in 1965. Since the violent clash along the Assam-Nagaland border have become a regular feature, with major armed conflicts reported in around 1968, 1979, 1985 and in 2014, the most recent one. In 1967, an attempt was made to resolve the border dispute when both state governments agreed to allow the survey of India to demarcate Assam-Nagaland boundary. Unfortunately, the survey had to be abandoned as the Nagaland government did not cooperate. The first substantive attempt at resolution of the border dispute was taken by the Union government after the 1968 clashes, when it constituted the Sundaram Committee in 1971 with the mandate to determine the boundary between Assam and Nagaland in 1972. On the suggestion of Justice KVK Sundaram, Assam and Nagaland signed 4 agreements to maintain the status quo of the submission of report. Despite signing the agreement, Nagaland continued the encroachment upon the surrounding areas. Following the 1979 incident, a number of steps were taken to resolve the issue. First, a 10-kilometer disputed area built a neutral area inside Assam administration boundary, which was also claimed by Nagaland, was created and divided into 3 sectors. A, it was the Difu RF, B, South Nambur RF, and C, which was Rengma Reserve Forest. It lies in Assam's Golaghat and Jorhat districts, and also in Wokha and Mokochung districts of Nagaland. The second event when the dispute resolution was tried was that CRPF and Assam Rifles were deployed in the DAB as a neutral force to maintain peace. The third time, Union government tried to persuade both state governments to resolve the issue through dialogue, and an agreement was signed to implement the agreement signed in 1972. Fourth one was when the Sundaram Committee report was submitted, and Center informally in 1974 made available the report to both governments in 1979, and the report stated that the boundary demarcation should be done according to 1925 notification, thereby rejecting all the claims of Nagaland except in regard to 200 square kilometers that was in the Sau Valley Reserve Forest. So the report also suggested a joint survey of the border areas. The Nagaland government refused to accept its recommendation, terming it as one of the most saddest thing that has happened to them. Now, another attempt at resolving the issue was made in 1985 when the Shastri Commission was constituted following the Merapani incident. Now, let's know what is Merapani incident. Merapani is a small village in Deong Reserve Forest along the border of Assam. What happened was in 2013, the entire Merapani Bazaar, the police station at that Merapani Bazaar, and the houses of residents, those were destroyed by Naga people, and they encroached upon at those areas, and the Naga government backed such kind of violence in 2013 itself. So this particular tragedy is infamously called as Merapani incident in between Assam and Nagaland, which were very much violent. Now, Merapani incident also led to the creation of Sector D, that was Doyong Reserve Forest in the DAB. The Shastri Commission indicted the Naga government for precipitating violence and recommended for interim agreement should be implemented robustly, and provided that Assam government had full administration rights over its constituted boundary. So it also recommended the constitution of boundary commission to demarcate the boundary. The report was rejected casually by the Nagaland. Now, what did the Assam do after such events was Assam filed suit against the Nagaland government in 1988 and again in 1998 for boundary demarcation, but nothing actually happened. Even the Supreme Court did not help there, and the Union government was continuously not helping the two states in resolving the issue. The Supreme Court also attempted to resolve the dispute amicably through mediation. The Supreme Court appointed senior advocate Sriram Panchu and Niranjan Bhatt to mediate between Assam and Nagaland in August 2010 itself. The mediators held meetings with representative of the two state governments. The mediation proceeding were to be independent of the proceedings of the local commission. The mediation submitted the report, but it was not accepted by both Assam and Nagaland government. Now let's know the present scenario between the two states. Meanwhile, the reserve forests which are part of the disputed belt are being encroached upon by citizens of both Assam and Nagaland with full support from their respective government. Now, the Assam government alleges that Nagaland had claimed the Assam government alleges that Nagaland had claimed encroached upon 589 square kilometers of Assam's land. One of the reasons for the consolidation of claims by both sides could be the prospect of generating revenue through exploration of oil and gas, as well as through the tea gardens, as the DAB is rich in natural resources. So it is important to note that resolution of the Assam-Nagaland border dispute also hinges upon the outcome of the Naga peace process. Now let's carry on and know about the disputes between Assam and Arunachal. Arunachal actually shares around 804.1 kilometer long boundary with Assam. The boundary dispute between the two states came to the fore when the establishment of Arunachal Pradesh as a union territory in 1972 took place.
The process of demarcation of the boundary between Assam and Arunachal started in 1972, and by 1979, 396 kilometers of the boundary was demarcated. However, a number of anomalies and disputes regarding the borders surfaced during the survey, and as a result, the process of demarcation had to be suspended. Now, the border dispute between the two states arose when Arunachal Pradesh refused to accept 1951 notification as the basis of boundary delineation. What happened was in April 1951, on the recommendation of the Bordoloi Committee, Bordoloi was the Chief Minister of Assam, a total of 3,648 square kilometer of the plain area comprising the present day Darang Dhemji and Jonoi districts was transferred to Assam. Arunachal argues that the plain area was transferred to Assam without the consent of its people. Arunachal argues that the plain area was transferred to Assam without the consent of its people. Its claim that the people of Arunachal Pradesh have traditional and customary rights over these lands, which were also recognized by the British as well as Ahom rulers throughout the home ruling, and they were being paid in paisa. So this is the argument that is produced by the Arunachal Pradesh when they are trying to encroach upon that particular area, which is in Assam. The Assam government, however, argues that boundary is constituted and cannot be altered. Now, let's know about all the efforts that has been put in the dispute resolution in between Assam and Arunachal. Several efforts have been made to arrive at some kind of resolution to the border dispute. In 1979, both governments agreed to set up a high-powered committee to discuss the disagreements, but nothing came out of it. In 1983, the Arunachal government sent a proposal to Assam asking a return of 956 square kilometers of land, but the Assam government did not respond. What happened is 1989, Arunachal again renewed. In 1989, Arunachal again renewed its claim and argued that it has been magnanimous and asking only a small portion of the plain land transferred to Assam. In response, the Assam government filed a civil suit in the Supreme Court requesting it to ascertain the Assam-Arunachal boundary. Incidentally, in 2007, Arunachal presented its proposal in front of the Tarun Chatterjee Commission, in which it increased its request of return of territory from 956 square kilometer to 1100 square kilometer, and Assam casually rejected it in 2009 and argued that the boundary should be settled in the spirit of give and take. It is reported that the commission upheld 70 to 80% of Arunachal Pradesh's claim. Let's know about the present situation in between Assam and Arunachal. Assam has rejected the issue of encroachment in 2020 and claimed that Arunachal Pradesh has encroached upon 6,375 hectares of the forest land. It is important to note that the Assam government has been periodically launching eviction drives in the encroached lands, leading to violence on the ground and tensions such as in 2005 and 2014. The present situation on the border is calm but could flare up at any moment given the encroachment from both sides is taking place at a rapid pace. So in particular, the Bodos from Assam and Nishis from Arunachal Pradesh are at the forefront of encroachment. These are the two important tribes which prevail in Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. The issue is also politicized by various vested interests, so the dispute is highly unlikely to be resolved right now. Now let's also discuss the Assam-Meghalaya dispute in very brief. Meghalaya was carved out of Assam as an autonomous state in 1970 and became a full-fledged state in 1972. Assam shares an 884.9 km long border with Meghalaya. The border dispute stems from the Meghalaya government's refusal to accept the Assam Reorganization Act of 1969. There are at present 12 points of dispute along Meghalaya-Assam border, covering an area of 2,765 square kilometers. Like in the case of Arunachal Pradesh, in April 1951, on the recommendation of Bordoloi Committee, blocks 1 and 2 of Jantai Hills were transferred to Mikhir Hill district of Assam and areas in Garo Hills to Golpara district of Assam. The contiguous area in the Ribhui district were also transferred to Kamrup district of Assam. The 1969 Reorganization Act reiterates these transfer and accordingly defines the boundary of Meghalaya. Meghalaya claims that these areas originally belonged to Khasi Jaintai Hills and that the inhabitants belong to the Khasi Nar tribe. Therefore, these areas should belong to Meghalaya. It also claims that some of the territories were also lost to the British by the Khasi chieftains. The Assam government, on the other hand, asserts that Meghalaya Archives does not have the document to prove that the areas historically belong to Meghalaya and that it will adhere to the map which were created in 1979-80. Now let's know about the efforts that has been taken for the dispute. Now let's know about the efforts that has been taken to resolve the dispute in between the two states. Initial attempts at resolving the border dispute were mainly through negotiation between the two governments. In May 1983, both the governments constituted a joint official committee to resolve the issue. The committee submitted its report in November 1983, in which it suggested that the dispute should be settled by redelineation, that is, demarcation of the border by the Survey of India with the cooperation of both the states. However, no action was taken to implement the recommendation. Meanwhile, more areas along the border began to be disputed. The committee submitted its report in November 1983, in which it suggested that the dispute should be settled by the demarcation of the border by the Survey of India with the cooperation of both the states. However, no action was taken to implement the recommendation. Meanwhile, more areas along the border began to be disputed. To resolve the dispute, Assam and Meghalaya agreed to constitute an independent committee. Accordingly, a committee headed by Justice Y.V. Chandrachud was constituted in 1985. The committee submitted its report in 1987 and reportedly upheld the claims of Assam. The Meghalaya government, however, rejected the committee's report. As the border dispute increased and became more violent, both the government agreed in January 1991 to jointly demarcate the border with the help of Survey of India. By the end of 1991, around 100 km of the border was demarcated, but the later Meghalaya government refused to cooperate, arguing that the manner in which the border was demarcated was unconstitutional. About 20 years later, in 2011, Meghalaya Assembly passed a resolution asking the Union government to intervene and constitute a boundary commission. In response, the Assam Assembly passed a resolution opposing the move of the Meghalaya government. However, at the behest of the Union government, both the government appointed nodal officers to discuss the boundary dispute. They meet periodically to minimize the points of differences and maintain the status quo along the border. In 2019, the Meghalaya government filed a petition in the Supreme Court urging it to direct the Union government to settle the border dispute. The Supreme Court dismissed the petition and ordered the Meghalaya government to approach the center directly. So that is what happened in between Assam and Meghalaya dispute. Union government has until now not heard both the issues, and Assam and Meghalaya are again at the dispute part or again at the clash part. But the current situation is that Assam and Mizoram have seen violent clashes in the very recent times. So it will be all for this particular topic in this segment, and you can watch the other two topics in the next video, and that will be in the continuance itself. Thank you for watching this, and stay home, stay safe, keep learning.